What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TWA Motorsports, and today, wow, yes, 3 in, 1 out. We're going to talk about all 3 of them. We'll try to make you understand it. You guys know how I am. I sell stuff, I buy stuff. That's just what I do. Anyway, you guys saw the truck in the thumbnail. Yes, I did buy that truck. We're going to go out and talk about what it is, what it needs in just a minute. But I figured we would start right here in the shop. In the video where I went through and kind of updated you guys on the status of all these vehicles, I talked about I sold the Formula. I was thinking about selling the 54. Well, the 54 did sell, and that's why we're in the shop. Is I want to show you part of that deal behind me. You guys saw it, and I said I would explain it in my son's stereo video, which is the last video I think I uploaded, guys. So let me do a little explaining here. It is it's like a 94 Harley. Okay, so look, let's start by, I'm not a bike guy, okay? So I listed the 54 for sale. A guy reached out to me and said, hey, would you take this and 25,000? No. The answer was no. I don't need a bike. I was asking 35,000 for the 54, and he had this listed for 12 and then marked down to 10. He did have it listed for $10,000. So, but I'm just not a bike guy. So to me, it didn't make sense, and I don't want to be a bike guy. This is not interesting to me at all. So anyway, a couple days later, he sends me an offer and says, hey, how about 30,000 in the bike? Well, then it started making a little bit of sense, because I think this bike, all in all, guys, ultimately I wanted $5 grand out of the bike. So I took this in on trade and knocked $5 grand off the 54. So he gave me 30 grand and the bike for the 54. Now this bike was built by FM Moto or something. I don't even know the name of the company, guys. Like I said, I'm not a bike guy. I don't know anything about it. He was explaining to me how to start it when he got here, and I'm like, dude, just roll it in, because I'm not going to start it. I'm not going to drive it. It's not a very user-friendly bike. It has to be kickstarted. It's kickstart only. It only has a rear brake, no front brake. It's a gravity feed pump, so you have to open the valve here, or the pepcock, in order to get the fuel flowing, and then you have to choke it. And it's all this process, and I have no desire to do this. So I have listed this for sale, of course. If he could have sold it, I think he would have. I think he probably could have got more money out of it. In fact, I know he could have. I listed it a little higher than that, thinking, you know, maybe we can make a little bit on it. I also had a buddy of mine that's a motorcycle guy come out here and mess with it a little bit the day that I got it. He may be trying to sell it for me too. I don't really know. So anyway, it is for sale, but I wanted to show you guys that. If you're wondering why the heck is there a motorcycle here, no. The sad news is, guys, the 54 is gone. And so we had fun with it. It was a fun car to have. It was definitely neat. My wife was disappointed that I sold it. She generally does not care if I buy, sell, whatever. There's certain stuff that she wants to hold on to, though. And then my youngest son wanted to know why the guy was loading it on a trailer. He brought this down on a trailer, so it just made sense that he put the 54 in a trailer. He could have drove it home, but they were going other places. So anyway, my 4-year-old's like, why is he putting that on the trailer? And then started to cry because he did not want to see the 54 go. Now my 4-year-old he's gonna be a hoarder. He wants to keep everything. And guys, look, the ultimate goal there was to put that money into the 55 back here. And that is still the plan. But I've also talked about in that video a while back looking for another daily driver. So that explains the truck up front that we're going to go look at in just 1 second. But anyway, I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of what happened with the 54. That's the one that went out. This is one of the ones that went in. My wife has basically, like I said, guys, she never says, don't buy this, don't buy that, don't sell this, don't sell that. I made the comment about selling the white OBS or the C10, and she absolutely vetoed that. No, we're not selling either one of those trucks. If you sell the 54, we're not selling those. So I guess they're going to be around a while. Anyway, let's head up front. Let's look at the next mistake. And then we got one more mistake. It's kind of a surprise after that. All right, we're heading up front. So this truck, guys, the one that's in the thumbnail, I have a problem with like Facebook Marketplace and seeing stuff that I think I could just make look a little nicer or dress up and make cool. I have a problem with that. Now, I did say that I wanted one of two things in that video, where I talked about selling the Formula and walked you guys through the projects. I said I wanted a NNBS, so a 07 to 13 crew cab 2-wheel drive, or I said I wanted a 2-tone extended cab 03 to 07 classic NBS. Well, we did check one of those boxes. So this is a 2003 NBS extended cab. Now it is a 4-wheel drive, and no, I have not gone completely crazy as far as going jacked up. Look, I saw this. I asked him if it had any rust. I have watched this thing a little bit as far as like the pricing. They had it listed at like $6,500, then they had it listed at $5,000, then they had it listed for $4,500. Look, it needs a lot of little things, and as a matter of fact, we've discovered a few more. I've already done a few things actually, but it is a 2003. It is 4-wheel drive. It's 2-tone, and it has no rust. At least it has no rust on the rockers, guys. It's kind of hard to tell somebody that you're looking at their truck, hey, can I peel that rear fender flare off and see if there's any rust bubbles under that? That's really, it's 2-sided taped on as well as screws, so most people don't really want you to do that. So I'm assuming generally it rests on the bottom first. There may be some bubbles under that. We may find that out, but either way, 03 GMC Sierra 4-wheel drive. I don't know, it's probably unlocked. We'll talk about some of the things that are wrong with it here. It needs a good TWA Motorsports cleaning. I did tell my wife that I can't get rid of this steering wheel cover because I am now a Harley guy officially, because, you know, you just saw the bike, so I'm a Harley guy. This just happened to come in it, guys. I didn't buy this, but I can't take that off. I don't feel like I can take that off until the Harley sells, at least. But 4-wheel drive does work. Let's see what things don't work. Let's talk about the things that don't work, or the couple things that I fixed. The thing in the center, you had the wrong screw in it, so it was falling down. I did fix that. I put new key fobs on it. None of the key fobs worked, and so I did program some new key fobs. You guys have seen that on the channel before, so I didn't feel like I needed to show you that. I was trying to dig around in my pocket and find them. Just the factory replacement. Other than that, inside, you know, like I said, it just needs a good cleanup. Everything works. Like I said, there's no rust. This guy's broke, pretty common. I had to put door handles on it. So the outside door handle was broken on this side. You couldn't even get in the truck. You had to go from the other side. I put new door handles on it. I'll list those in the description, guys, because these actually fit really well and they're cheap, and they're paintable. So I actually had those laying around for another project. Actually, this black truck here, which we may or may not be going here, and I don't know yet. But aside from that, under the hood, guys, there was a couple things. The battery was dragging, and so I did replace the battery with the new Optima. You can see there. And I did put the new posts on. Now it's unplugged right now because there's another issue I want to talk about, but I did put the post on so we can add stereo if we decide to keep this truck. So ultimately the goal is to keep this truck, you know, make it nicer a little bit at a time. I'm going to take all the chrome people pusher off the front and the chrome Nerf bars. Obviously we're going to get some different wheels. At least that was the initial plan, right? This was going to be my daily driver. I didn't have a daily driver since I sold the Formula. Me and my son were alternating between the Formula and the black truck, and obviously the Formula's gone, so now he's in the black truck. He doesn't want to drive his Camaro. We're not completely finished with it anyway, but he doesn't want to drive it on like rainy days, which I get. At least maybe I'm rubbing off on him a little bit. But aside from that, this thing would randomly go into that reduced power mode, and then up until like 2 or 3 days ago, the thing was running fine. Like, no issues with it starting. You could drive it down the road, although you didn't want to, because the tire, you can just about see the air in this tire. That's how bad it is. So I'm sure there's an alignment issue. The brakes suck. I know, guys, it's a piece of crap, and I probably should have left it there, but I have this thing for these trucks. I like the way they ride. I like the way they drive. And the fact that it didn't have any rust, it's hard to find those. I know that the clear's peeling on the top and the hood, but you know, just little stuff that we could tinker with and make it look kind of nice. And I don't know, but either way, like I said, up until a couple days ago, it ran great. Now I came out here the other day to start it, and it started and then it died. And then my son tried to drive it just down the road and back to a friend's house, and it died on him pulling out of the driveway and didn't want to start. And then when it did start, it was in reduced power mode. So I think we have a ground issue, because when it died on me, it didn't want to start after that, and then the lights stayed on. So I have no idea. That's why the battery's unhooked. I couldn't get the lights to shut off. So it's got to be a ground or a body control module issue. But you know, that's this channel, guys. I buy stuff, I impulse buy stuff. I need to delete Facebook Marketplace from my phone. I need to not look at stuff like that. I need to buy nicer stuff, I guess. But it's fun to me. It's fun to tinker, it's fun to play. But I do have one more surprise for you guys. I did obviously this wasn't working out for a daily driver. I knew it was going to be a while, and I've been on and off looking for a certain car that I've always wanted, and I thought would kind of be a replacement for the 54 as far as like cruising around and looking different. Anyway, so what I've been looking for is an Impala SS, so a 94 to 96 Impala SS. Always wanted one of those cars. When I was in high school, I detailed for a local car lot here right out of high school in the summer, and I drove one from where I lived to another town. We had another lot up there, and I had to drive it, and I thought, man, these cars are cool. Of course, I was a poor kid. I could not afford that car. There was no way. They were really expensive. But anyway, I've always kind of wanted one. And so I've been kind of looking on and off, and I've been looking for a long time. But then when the 54 sold, I got kind of more serious about it. And I wanted a certain one. I really wanted a 95 or a 96 because I wanted that green color. You know, I don't even know the name. Most people use the acronym for it. It's like dark green, gray, metallic, I think. DGGM is what people call it. But anyway, that's the color I wanted. Found a couple local, and I didn't want one. Look, guys, you can find those cars for like 25 grand. They got like 40,000 miles on them. I did not want one like that because it would set in the garage like all the other stuff. We would never drive it. I didn't want another set car. I wanted a car that like I would drive every day, rain or shine, didn't matter. So I wanted one that may have a scratch or two, maybe has 100,000 miles, 150,000 miles. Didn't really matter as far as mileage. I just wanted one that hadn't been, you know, a bunch of stuff done to, modified, really painted that much. You know, if it had something small, it wouldn't matter. But I wanted one with a couple nicks and bumps in it. And so I drove down to Tulsa, which is about 2.5 hours for me, guys. We went and looked at one. When it rolled up, I thought, this is it. They wanted 13 grand for it, had 130,000 miles. It was a 96, so that's the most sought after with the center shift console. And anyway, getting up closer, the car had been painted. The paint actually laid down really nice. They did a decent job on the paint. The problem was the tape off around the glass. It was starting to chip, and I just didn't want to get involved in something like that. It's just not something that I wanted to mess with. So ultimately passed. There was another one in OKC. I had talked to the guy, but he didn't give me a warm feeling about it. And so I came home, and then it was like I was on the hunt. I was looking at black ones, maroon ones, because they only made 3 colors. They made black in 94 only, and then in 95 they brought on maroon and this green. And one listed about 30 miles from me, and it listed on Saturday night. It was at a dealership. The dealership obviously closes Saturday. It's closed Saturday, it's closed Sunday, so I had to think about it all weekend. They didn't list a price. I called Monday. It's a place that, and I know I'm talking a lot, guys. I'm gonna show you here in a minute, but it's a place that sells out of like people's family trusts and repos and stuff like that. But this was in a family trust, and they said they wanted $18,000 for it. And kind of how it works is the bank sets the price or the trust sets the price, and then you can bid and they can either accept or decline. So I had to go out of town on Monday. I called them first thing when they opened. I actually went before it happened to be open. Their detailers were there. They didn't know the pricing, didn't know any specifics. I called them the minute they got there, made them an offer of $17,000, and that bought this car. And guys, this is my new daily driver. Like I said, I'm gonna turn the light on here. I have always wanted one of these cars. And my wife thinks I am absolutely nuts. She said, why would you sell the 54 to get this? Well, I didn't necessarily sell the 54 to get this. I sold the 54 because I just wanted to sell the 54 and use that money in the 55. And that's still happening, guys. I didn't use my whole wad of cash on this. Had Had some other money from selling some other little parts and stuff laying around. I sold the lawnmower out of the shop. So I didn't put all of the money I got out of the 54 in this. And I thought that was a decent deal for this car. $17,000. It is a one owner. It actually has in the glove box the original window sticker. It has the original buyer's order where the guy that bought this car traded in an 86 Caprice wagon to go to this car. It's kind of cool. This car only stickered for $26,000, but it seems like they're going nuts right now. And it does have its share of bumps and bruises. It's really straight. It's never been painted on. The bumpers are not faded. It's been inside its entire life. You can see none of the stickers, the original stickers are faded. I mean, it is in incredible shape. It's got a door ding here and there and a scrape here and there, but that's perfect. The wheels, I actually had my tire guy, I thought that it was out of balance, but those tires are from 2001. Look at the tread on them. And they can't balance a tire that's 21 years old, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to put some tires on it, I think. I could probably find a local shop that'll do it, but your bigger shops, they don't want to do that. But there is a couple cool things about it. One that tells you the era of this car. See the cell phone antenna on the back? Check this out. If you guys are local to this area, you know who Alltel is. Alltel was an old cell phone company that I actually used to work for, and then they were bought out by Verizon. So this guy was the business, obviously, back in the day, to have his own cell phone installed. This is what they used to do. They used to take them in, install these bag phones. Of course, guys, it doesn't work. We are going to be taking it out. I've already got a window tinting appointment for this car, but you can see in the interior, it is in incredible shape. There's no cracks in the dashes. The seats don't have any rips. The carpet's got a little wear. That's very common in these cars because the way they're sunk in. There is one little spot back here in the seat where there's a rip. It looks like something poked into it. But aside from that, guys, I'm gonna pull it out here and we'll look around it in a little better light outside. Listen to how quiet this thing is. You can barely hear it run. No exhaust, no crazy, you know, teenager modded stuff. Now look, the LT1 motor was not my favorite, and that's what this thing has, but it's only 97,000 miles. See the power antenna going up over there? It's big and ugly. Let's back this thing out. It's like driving a land yacht, but it's like sitting on a couch. It's like driving your couch to work. That's what I would compare it to. So, we're gonna let it run. You guys can hear how quiet it is. Listen to it. You can't even hear it. It's got the original sticker from the dealer he bought it from. He bought it from a local dealer to us. It's kind of between where I live and Springfield. And guys, it is just, it's in great shape. And like I said, you can see, maybe you can see the few dings and stuff, like door dings. I think my PDR guy can pull this stuff out, but no painting. It's just, look at the headlights. It was obviously really well cared for. I will tell you guys that, and you can see a few more little door dings there, but I will tell you that I'm assuming, just based off of the looks of the paint, he did wash it at the car wash with the brush, because there's a lot of surface scratches which will buff right out. But I'm happy. My wife, like I said, guys, my wife thinks I'm absolutely nuts. I've always wanted one. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to go through and show you the 3 things that we brought in, talk about the one that we let go, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts is on both the MBS. I know I got a lot of MBS fans out there. I think a lot of people want to see that. No, I'm not gonna jack it up if I do keep it. And I'm kind of back and forth whether we're gonna keep, my son thinks I should keep the regular cab. It's got a lot of rust on it though. I think we should fix up the other one. Let me know what you guys think about that. And then of course this guy here, I mean, the motorcycle's going, so we're not keeping that. We're not gonna be a motorcycle channel. I have no desire to drive that. I haven't even tried to drive that. But let me know what you guys think about the Impala SS. I think a lot of you guys, if you guys are hardcore GM guys like I am, you're gonna dig this car. And if you don't, there may be something wrong with you, I think. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, like always, please smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you are not subscribed, go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, ring the bell icon that notifies you every time we drop a new video. And stay tuned to see what we work on next.